Good evening, everyone. I would like to call this June 9th, 2026 meeting of the South Windsor Board of Education to order. Please stand if you are able and join Mr. Mackey as he leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mrs. Walsh, roll call, please.
Okay. Mr. Armstrong?
Here.
Mr. Caldwell?
Here.
Chairwoman Corsi?
Here.
Mr. Mackey?
Here.
Mrs. Manili?
Here.
Mr. Marks?
Here.
Mr. Nettles?
Here.
Mrs. Shaw?
Here.
Ms. Yanaway?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Yanaway will now read the district's vision statement.
The South Windsor Public Schools promotes an engaging and dynamic culture of learning that prepares students to achieve their own individual excellence. Within an emotionally safe environment, educators will foster students' academic, social, and personal growth. Our students will demonstrate critical and creative thinking, self-direction, collaborative, adaptability, kindness, compassion, and civic responsibility. The South Windsor Public Schools graduate will possess a learner's mindset, exhibit resilience, social consciousness, and be empowered to participate in an ever-changing global society.
Thank you. And Mr. Armstrong, can I have a motion for the approval of minutes?
Move to approve the minutes of the May 28th, 2026 regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Any abstentions? Opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. And Mr. Caldwell, another approval of minutes.
Move to approve the minutes of the of the June 1st, 2026 special meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? Unanimous. Thank you so much. And we are moving on to communications. Dr. Carter.
I have one item tonight. I would like to thank Sydney Mayne, who has served on the board as a student representative for the past 2 years. Her thoughtful reports were very much appreciated. As she moves on to Eastern Connecticut State University to study nursing, we wish her all the best in her future endeavors. Sydney, in addition, I would like to thank you personally for pursuing a career in nursing. I admire the selfless work that nurses do, and the world needs more nurses, especially one as kind and thoughtful as you. Your future patients are going to be very lucky. As a small token of the board's appreciation, we would like to present you with commemorative South Windsor swag to remember your service on the board.
All right. And Sydney, thank you so much for all of your reports. Do you have one last report for us?
I do. Eli Terry is proud to recognize fourth grade student Kayla Army, who was awarded a 2026 Make a Change grant for her Kindness Kit project. The kits, which will be provided to kindergarten classrooms across South Windsor's 4 elementary schools, include resources designed to encourage students to practice and reflect on acts of kindness throughout the school year. On Wednesday, June 6th, Eli Terry's PTO sponsored a special assembly for all students featuring Peter Bowie's Engineering Wonder. This engaging STEM-focused magic show introduced students to the fundamentals of how electronics work while incorporating exciting magic tricks throughout the performance. Students were entertained while learning about engineering concepts, problem solving, and the science behind everyday technology, making it fun and educational. Orchard Hill students and families demonstrated their generosity and community spirit by participating in our summer food drive, Stock the Shelves, benefiting the South Windsor Food and Fuel Bank. The drive helped collect much-needed food and snacks for children during the summer months, when these items are often in short supply. In addition, 4th and 5th grade student musician musicians showcased their talents during a wonderful spring instrumental concert. PRS celebrated its wonderful volunteers on May 29th during a whole school assembly. This month, the PRS Band and Orchestra showed off all they have learned at the annual instrumental showcase. PV first grade students proudly shared their accomplishments during their publishing parties, showcasing their growth as young writers. Third grade students demonstrated their developing musical talents during instrumental demonstrations, giving families and staff an opportunity to celebrate their learning and hard work. Another highlight was the celebration of the preschool and intensive preschool students during their promotion ceremonies, recognizing their tremendous growth. Students also had the opportunity to showcase their creativity and talents through several special projects. Under the leadership of art teacher Mrs. Basile, every student created a self-portrait that was displayed throughout the building during our school-wide portrait gallery. In addition, student and Mrs. Langoy's class presented their research and passion projects during the annual Genius Hour showcase, demonstrating curiosity, innovation, and student ownership of learning. At Timothy Edwards, boys track and field won the state championship for the second consecutive year, despite having only 2 regular season meets. Girls track and field finished an impressive 6th place overall at the state championship meet. Kaden Green captured 1st place in the state in hurdles, while Dip Rue earned 2nd place. The girls' 4x10 relay team, Harper Kelly, Mia Leroy, Sarah Krivickas, and Sasha Starovov became state championships, earning a 1st place finish. The Cougars softball team completed a perfect 13-0 season, finishing undefeated and winning the Crawl Championship after a playoff victory over Ellington. The Cougars baseball team finished the regular season with a 10-2 record, advanced to the playoffs, and captured the same championship with a win over Tolland on May 29th. The Spotlight Show Choir earned a platinum rating at the Fantastic Festivals competition, scoring an outstanding 95 out of 100. Thames Choir, Orchestra, and Band all showcased their talents during successful spring concerts. Claire Kaminsky was named the 2026 Superintendent Award recipient. Emily Bryan and Shrey Theigel were recognized as 2026 CAS Scholarship Leaders. Grade 8 promotion will celebrate award recipients from each academic team. Aranan Verma, a freshman vibes player in the South Windsor High School band program, has been selected to participate in the prestigious Grammy Camp 2026 this summer. He is one of only 5 students selected from across the entire nation for the jazz program run by the Grammy Museum. South Windsor High School Curriculum Awards Night on May 27th celebrated academic and curricular excellence in sharing nearly 140 awards for students, including recognition of the top 10 scholars and salutatorian and valedictorian. On the evening of June 2nd, South Windsor High School recognized over 50 students who received more than 65 awards through South Windsor Dollars for Scholars and local South Windsor scholarships. South Windsor High School graduation is set for June 16th at 2 p.m. at the Yard Goat Stadium. There will be a live stream with a link on our website for those who are unable to attend. This link will be posted the day of graduation.
Thank you so much. And again, it's been really great to have you as part of our group for the past 2 years, and we all wish you well. Thank you. All right, do any board members have anything to add under communications? Mr. Mackey.
Yes, there was an omission on the agenda related to the ratification of the tentative agreement between the Board of Education and the South Windsor Educational Support Staff. So I'd like to make a motion to add that to the agenda under X, and it would be XI. Can I make the motion to add the ratification of the tentative agreement between the Board of Education and South Windsor Educational Support Staff?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passes. Thank you, Mr. Mackey.
I have more.
And continue.
I think I went to the Timothy Edwards Middle School concert, and as a middle school teacher, I think you always go to those things and you think like, wow, they practice all year and they do these things. But one of the things that stood out to me was that the teacher there said they had only been able to get the entire group together, I think like twice, and one of them being earlier that day. And for them to be able to kind of pull that off, I think all in one spot is just it's a big accomplishment, not only for the students but for the teacher who has to kind of mangle them all together at the end of the year to kind of make that work. So I think and they did a really, really, really great job. So I just think that was wonderful. I always say this at the end of the year, as everybody else seems to be winding down, there are people in our district that are winding up, meaning our custodians and our staff at Ellsworth that are continuing to do all our hiring and making sure our people that are registering for to come to our schools and all that stuff. So a lot of times we're telling everybody, like, enjoy your break, which is well deserved, and we hope all our teachers and staff do that. But there are a good chunk of our staff that don't get the break and have to do a lot more than maybe any of us would even think of. So I just think it's important to remember those people that are doing all that for us. And I had one question for Dr. Carter, just to clarify. Next week, there is not a half-day Wednesday, but the half-day is on Friday, just so we know.
Correct.
Okay. Just I had some people thinking that we had half-day Wednesdays and a half-day on Friday, but it's a full day on Wednesday, and Friday being the last day will be a half-day. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other communications? All right. And I guess just from myself, I just want to say that I would like to wish everyone a happy Pride Month. And I just want to say that I am proud to be part of a school district that supports and affirms all of our students. All right, moving on to the hearing of visitors. So we would like to invite any member of the public to speak, but seeing as we have none, I think we can move on from that. Let's see, Mr. Mackey, do you have a motion for donations?
I move to approve the following donations. $1,500 to South Windsor High School for scholarships from the American Red Cross, and $10,250 to Timothy Edwards Middle School from its PTO.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Passes unanimously. And we will move on to the Superintendent of Schools report, Dr. Carter.
Great. At this time, I turn things over to Mrs. Peterson.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Coursey and board members. As indicated in the memo in your board packet, the primary purpose of the Educator and Leader Evaluation System is to allow all staff to have the opportunity for continuous learning and feedback so that they may grow and develop as a professional. Educator practice is evaluated based on high-leverage state and national standards. Tenured and non-tenured teachers have two different tracks with non-tenured teachers receiving 4 observations and tenured teachers receiving 3. Both tenured and non-tenured teachers participate in a goal-setting conference, a mid-cycle check-in, and an end-of-cycle or end-of-year meeting. This year, a total of 493 teachers were evaluated and 31 school leaders based on this model. I can personally attest that our school leaders and educators are engaging in the work in meaningful ways and having a positive impact on their own professional growth and student learning. Thank you. That ends my report on the educator and evaluator system.
Thank you, Dr. Carter.
I believe, if there's no questions, Mrs. Peterson's up
Oh,
again.
sorry. Are there any questions? All right, apologies.
All right, no problem. I'll just keep going.
Keep on going.
All right, my second report is a report out of our annual professional learning status report. Also included in your board packet is a summary of the professional learning in which our staff have participated this year. In collaboration with our district PDEC committee, administrators and teachers developed a comprehensive plan which was executed. Staff participated in 2 full district PD days and early release days at the elementary and high school levels where they received additional professional learning. Across all levels, we continue to be committed to training staff on the responsible and ethical use of AI tools. At the elementary level, a continued emphasis on growing teacher understanding around the science of reading, MTSS interventions focused on SEL and behavior, as well as math fact fluency were some of the topics addressed. High school staff received professional development focused on differentiation and facilitating effective PLCs, to name a few. The middle school worked hard with a format called Math Studio, which allowed them to incorporate best instructional practices in mathematics and creating challenging learning tasks for students also. Ongoing professional learning is one way in which we ensure teachers are informed about the most current practices and are supported as they engage in the work of teaching and learning. A more exhaustive list of the entire professional learning that teachers received is also included in the memo in your packet. That ends this report, and if y'all will entertain any questions if you have them.
Any questions from the board? Mr. Marks, Mr. Mackey.
Oh, you can go for it. Oh, I was just going to ask, how often do the departments of like K through 12 art all get together throughout the year? Is it just like once, twice? How often does that work?
So it depends. Year to year, it looks differently. Often what happens in August, on the second day of our PD, when teachers return, we often have vertical team meetings, 6-12, depending on the department. Sometimes it's K-12 in August. And then on the November and March PD days, typically the format that we've used over the last several years has been a choice PD format where we offer over 40-plus sessions in the morning where all teachers have a choice in what PD they participate in, and then oftentimes in the afternoon, they may have a vertical team meeting K-12.
Cool. And do you, I would imagine, we have a survey that goes out to teachers to see like what, I know we have, the PDEC, is that what it's called, PDEC? Get together, decide on what professional development that we feel. But I would imagine we get the feedback from the teachers of what they want more professional development on. Can you kind of just explain very briefly on like how we decide what we actually teach them on?
Sure. So there are a variety of factors that influence how we decide on PD. So the most obvious one, recently when the state mandated we move our curriculum to more closely align with the science of reading, we knew that teachers would require extensive professional learning around that topic in order to implement those principles with fidelity. So that's one way. However, at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, we often put out a survey to teachers asking them, based on our priorities of the building and the district, what types of PD would they be interested in. We receive that feedback, and then based on that feedback, we often solicit different types of individuals to conduct that PD. Additionally, after every PD session, we solicit their feedback about that PD so that we can continuously improve the kind of professional learning that we offer them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Marks.
Thank you, and thank you for the presentation. First of all, it's great to see that we are increasingly training teachers on technology and new technologies, including AI. I just saw the list of AI providers, I guess, that we train on. How are those selected?
So we limit our use with students to AI tools over which that we have control and are typically a part of the Google Suite. So that way we can keep an eye on what they're doing as well as what our staff are utilizing the tech for. So we primarily keep it to that, and then we have another product called Magic School AI that you might have heard us speak about before. And so that's another tool in which we provide teachers the technology training in that area.
Okay, thank you. So when you train teachers, like on ChatGPT and things like that, is it to identify when you might recognize that a student is using AI, or?
So we do not train teachers on the use of ChatGPT. There are no controls over ChatGPT. They have the option to use ChatGPT. They might be trained, let me backtrack a little bit. They might be trained on how to create personal chatbots for themselves to use with teaching and learning, but they don't use that particular product with students.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions? All right. moving on.
All right, we're up again. This time I'll go to the podium because there is a PowerPoint. Just trying to figure out what I need. Okay. Tonight, I will be presenting the 2024-2025 District Profile and Performance Report. Beginning in 2015, the state replaced what was previously known as the Strategic School Profile with the Performance and Profile Report, sometimes referred to as the district's report card. This report is a comprehensive examination of several key areas for every school district in Connecticut, including a detailed evaluation of the district's performance on key state assessments, a summary of our student and staff demographics and other metrics, and a review of our instructional resources and support. Tonight's presentation is meant to be a high-level snapshot of the information included on this report. In Connecticut, there are 12 indicators used to determine what's called our Next Generation Accountability Index. These indicators go beyond the raw data presented to the board in the fall from SBAC, SAT, and NGSS, to capture a more holistic view of how we are preparing our students for college, careers, and life. The district earns points in each of these categories, resulting in a final accountability index, which is shown here. As you can see, out of a possible 100 points, the district has maintained a score of around 82, recovering from a slight dip following the pandemic. For the next few slides, we'll look at some of the indicators that make up that overall accountability index. The first of which is an ELA District Performance Index, as well as an ELA Academic Growth Score. The ELA Performance Index is determined by the average points earned by all students on both the SBAC and SAT in the area of English Language Arts related to their overall performance. The state establishes an index goal of 75 for all subject areas for all districts. With the exception of the 22-23 school year, you can see in ELA, our overall index performance has hit this target. The chart to the right is an ELA academic growth target. The growth targets are calculated differently. They are based on a student's previous performance. The state establishes ambitious yet reasonable goals for every student. The numbers displayed on this graph show the percentage of students who met their individual targets from the previous year. Last year, you can see 61% of our students met their growth targets in English Language Arts. This particular slide is the exact same information as the previous slide about ELA, except it's about math. The graph to the left shows our overall average points earned based on our performance in math for the last 4 years. And while coming close for many years, last year we proudly hit the state's target of 75. When measuring our academic growth in math, interestingly enough, as you can see in math, about 70% of our students hit their individualized growth targets. This slide shows overall performance in science. Unlike in math and ELA, students do not have growth targets because they are only tested in 4th, 8th, and 11th grade. And like in math and ELA, we hit the state's target of 75 in science as well, reflecting a solid performance for students throughout the district in these academic areas. A unique indicator included in this report is called college and career readiness. The data here reflects the percentage of 11th and 12th graders who have taken at least 2 AP, IB, which is International Baccalaureate, or CTE or dual credit courses. As indicated here, over 95% of our students engage in this type of college and career preparation. While the previous slide looked at participation, this slide looks at performance. The percentages here reflect students who either met the benchmark on the SAT or ACT, earned a 3 or higher on an AP exam, or earned 3 or more college credits through dual enrollment courses while enrolled in high school. As you can see here, almost 70% of our students are accomplishing these milestones in 11th and 12th grade. 2 additional metrics used in the calculation of our overall index is on track for high school graduation and what's called ART access. On track for high school graduation is determined by the number of 9th graders who have earned 6 credits by the end of the school year. The state establishes a goal of 94% of students accomplishing this, which we are exceeding at 98% of our 9th graders have accomplished this goal last year. ART access is determined by the number of students in grades 9 through 12 who are enrolled in at least one course classified as the broad category of the arts. So this includes visual arts, music, band, chorus, orchestra, theater, dance, and media art. Here, the state's goal is 60% of students, and at South Windsor High School, 63% of our students are participating in what's classified as an arts course. Chronic absenteeism is another indicator used to measure our performance. A student is considered chronically absent if they miss 10 or more of the school year, 10 or more days, 10% or more of the school year for any reason, which comes to about 18 days or more. The goal in this area is to be less than or equal to 5% of your student population. Every building in the district has an attendance committee that looks at student attendance either separately or as a part of our multi-tiered system of support systems process and is working towards moving the 8% closer to the goal of 5%. The next few slides are simply meant to give you an idea of the other types of information included on the profile and performance report. Much of this data is discussed in greater detail throughout the budget season, so it will not be new information to you. It is no surprise that the number of English learners has steadily increased from 7% to 9% over the last few years, not only in South Windsor, but you can see that this is a statewide trend. These graphs explore some of the numbers associated with full-time certified staff. As you are well aware, increasing enrollment over the years has dictated the need for additional certified staff. And as reflected in the pie chart, our staff is primarily made up of general education teachers who work directly with students every day. The state reports out on many aspects of special education as well. Here you can see the percentage of students who are identified as requiring special education service both within the district and outside the district, including private outplacements. This slide shows the percentage of students across the variety of categories for which a student can be identified, ranging from autism to our highest category, like in the state, specific learning disability. Additionally, you can see student demographics are reported on this report, including gender, race, and ethnicity. These are our numbers from the 24-25 school year. Lastly, overall enrollment is also included on this state report, but also the growing number of families, as you can see on the right, who are eligible for free and reduced meals. So this overview is only meant to give you an idea of the type of information included in this annual report that is publicly available on the CSDE's website, but we are also obligated to post it on our website as well, where you can find every year's report. And thank you very much, and I will take any questions if you have them.
Anybody have
Could
any
I
questions?
ask-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Mr. Armstrong.
Okay. Could I ask if, when you're looking at this, is there anything that's, when you analyze this, is there anything really surprising, either negatively or positively, when you look at this? Or is this sort of what was expected?
No, I would say that this is kind of what is expected. We use a lot of internal data measures that students participate in throughout the year to monitor student progress and achievement. So there isn't very much here. So for example, every principal in the district could tell you exactly what their chronic absenteeism rate is right now. So we are not surprised by this data. If we were surprised by it, that would concern me, because it would mean we are not kind of taking account of things as we go along. These reports, as you saw, this is the 2024-2025 report. We typically get them in December or January of the school year. So by the time we receive the data, it's actually considered old data that we're looking at.
Anybody else? Ms. Manili.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I had another question about the absentee. Does that include, like, excused absences? And does it go by, like, say if you're in a high school, does it go by per class? Or does it go by for the whole entire day?
It's primarily for the day. It's not per class. And when chronic absenteeism is for any reason, so it's excused, unexcused, if it's medical, it doesn't matter. Once you get to the 10%, you're identified as being chronically absent.
Mr. Marks.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the presentation. Very helpful to have all of this laid out in graphs. For the percentage eligible for free or reduced meals, is that just the percentage that's eligible? It's not the percentage of those that actually utilize that service?
No, it's the percent that actually apply for the free and reduced lunch availability.
Yeah, thank you. And then secondly, just more about the presentation itself. I know a lot of times we compare the district with Dirk-B, whether it's for enrollment or during budget season. Is there a reason why we don't use Dirk-B also as maybe like a third bar in the bar chart, or as a comparison in this?
Well, as you know, typically in October, when I do the performance data report, we do the DIR comparisons. It just hasn't historically been a comparison point on this particular report.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Well, thank you for the data. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have Dr. Carter.
I turn things over to Dr. Sanzo.
Thank you, Dr. Carter. Good evening, Vice Chair Mackey and members of the board. I have a brief report for you this evening that includes one certified staff resignation that will take effect at the end of the school year. The specific details are included within your board packet, and that'll conclude my personnel report for tonight.
All right, thank you. So we are moving on to unfinished and new business. Tonight we have the second read of several policies. We will have the motion for individual policies now. Can I have Ms. Manili?
Yes, move to approve Board Policy 1003, non-discrimination community as presented.
I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, Mr. Marks.
Thank you. I move to approve BOE Policy 4004, non-discrimination personnel as presented.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Nettles.
Move to approve BOE Policy 4005, prohibition of sex discrimination and sexual harassment for personnel as presented.
There's our second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Mrs. Shaw.
Move to approve BOE Policy 5025, non-discrimination students as presented.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Ms. Yanaway.
Move to approve BOE Policy 5026, prohibition of sex discrimination and sexual harassment students as presented.
Yeah, do we have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Armstrong.
Move to approve BOE Policy 60006, wellness as presented.
We have our second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. And Mr. Caldwell.
Move to extend the contract of employment with Superintendent Dr. Kate Carter for one additional year and authorize the board chair to sign the related contract on behalf of the board.
Second.
Sorry, now you're back. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. You're stuck again.
We gotcha.
Committee reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey.
You're welcome.
We do have the amended.
Committee reports.
We're doing committee reports first. Does anyone have any reports from the committees? Seeing none, we will now move on to the motion that we added to the amended agenda. Mr. Mackey. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we need the motion? All right, motion first.
All right, so I make the motion to the ratification of the tentative agreement between the Board of Education and the South Windsor Educational Support Staff.
Second.
Thank you. And Dr. Sanza.
Thank you, Chair Corsi. Good evening again, board members. As the board knows, we recently concluded negotiations with the Secretaries and Para-Educators Union. Mrs. Meneely served as the board representative to those negotiations. As we discussed with the board last month in a non-meeting, we've reached a tentative agreement that reflects those discussions, and as a result, I would recommend ratification of the tentative agreement this evening.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And moving on, again, hearing of visitors, we have none. Does anyone have any items for future agendas? All right, and I will be asking Mr. Mackey for a motion for an executive session in just a moment. We will then move into an executive session, and then we will not be returning to this room, so this will conclude the televised portion of our meeting. Mr. Mackey.
Move to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of discussing non-union 2026-2027 salary recommendations. Further move to invite Dr. Carter to join the executive session. Now you can say.
Now can I have a second?
They want you there too.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right.